Hello everyone, I am Ramon. Welcome back to Ramon at Home. I'm a Christmas design expert and seasonal decorator here to help you feel more comfortable about your designs. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you not one or two, but 3 Christmas DIYs for 2024. You guys, these Christmas decorations are super easy to make on a budget, and I know that if I can do it, so can you. We're gonna do something for the front door, we're going to do a candlestick, and we're going to share with you how to set a beautiful buffet table for the holiday season. So if you are interested, please stay tuned. Don't forget to like this video and share with your friends on Facebook, on Instagram, and on WhatsApp. Why? Well, because it is free and it really helps this channel. Also, don't forget to tag all of your friends and leave me a comment down below and let me know what favorite DIY you've seen here at Ramon at Home for the holiday season. Are you guys ready? Let's get started. All right, everyone, for this next Christmas DIY, what we're going to do is we're going to change the look of this reindeer. I absolutely love it. He came from SHINODA Design Center. It has this little bow that we're gonna take out, and let me get my scissors and my wires at the ready, and also a wire because I'm gonna need it for the bow. But what we're going to do is we're gonna take this out, and I'm just gonna explain as we go because it's gonna be very, very fun. So the reindeer came from SHINODA, and he comes with this tiny little scarf that, well, we're going to pitch because it's not what we do. Remember, more is more. And then also it comes with all of this greenery that I have to detach, have to make sure that I cut all of these wires. And if you like this reindeer, this is gonna be for the door, by the way, but this also could be so much fun in front of a mirror or just on an entryway table. And like I said, it comes with all of this greenery. So give me a chance while I take all this greenery off, and I'll be right back with you. Keep watching. All right, so now that I've given it a facelift, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab a little bit of garland, and I'm gonna give it a quick fluff. And so what I want to do is attach it right here at the neck. So I'm gonna grab some of the bristles that the garland come with, and I'm just gonna go ahead and attach right here really tightly. I'm gonna do a 3-point attachment, which means we're going to attach 3 points just to make sure that it is very well attached. And this is going to be very dramatic when we're done with it, you guys. You know that I love me some drama for the holiday season, and so I'm super excited to do this one. I've been waiting to do this since I saw this at SHINODA Design Center, and I've been dreaming about this day. Well, the day has come. So now we're going to fold down, and we're going to create basically this neck right here on the reindeer so that we can use to attach all of our goodies, because you guys know that more is more and less is less, right? We already talked about that. So now that we have this right here, what we're going to do is we're going to give it a quick fluff so that way we have bristles to attach to. So it's going to look like this, making sure that this part right here becomes one. So we attach by grabbing 2 bristles and then also by twisting around. Some of this greenery that came with I'm going to use, so I'm going to put it right here. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bow with this beautiful velvet ribbon from Walmart. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it drop on the floor, and I'm going to grab probably about an 8-inch tail. Then I'm going to go down like this. I'm going to create about a 8-inch loop, twist and gather, and then go down like this. We're going to twist and gather, and then we're going to spin around, and we're going to do it again about the same size. Twist and gather, twist. We bring it up, and then we're going to create this bow right here, and it's gonna have 2 cute tails. And then I'm gonna have another 2 tails by grabbing another piece of ribbon like this, and by meeting it right here with my bow by pinching, gathering. And so now we have this long tail. Why? Because we like drama, right? And so he's going to be very elegant, very elaborate, and I'm super excited. So we're going to attach our bow with a wire very tightly. We're going to spin around, and then we're going to use this same wire to attach to one of the lines right here on the reindeer. And I'm gonna kind of do it sideways, so that way it's like a sideways focal point. And then we're going to attach our wire by twisting. And so now we're going to be left with all of these tails. And of course we're gonna fluff at the end. So for right now, actually what I'm going to do is bring that little tail forward. All my tails now. We're gonna have to be really careful because we're using the hot glue gun, you guys, and you know that I'm always talking to you about a clean drop. And because there's a red ribbon, we have to be really careful. But look how dramatic it is going to be. The long tail going on is going to be so much fun. All right, so what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna grab some of those greeneries that the reindeer came with. I'm gonna bring my hot glue gun over to this side so that way I can work faster. So what you wanna do is you're gonna grab your hot glue gun and then be generous with this. And that's the reason why we added some of that garland so that we can attach this right here, like this. And like I said, you have to be really careful to not get your bow because we don't want the bow to be all glued. Especially if you're making this to sell, I'm always encouraging you to do a clean drop because when you buy things, you don't want them to be all dirty, right? And don't be afraid to move that bow and to get it all wrinkled. And then at the end, of course, we take a few minutes to fluff it as good as we can. So I'm gonna go over to this side like that. And then I have this other type of greenery, and that's when my cutters come in handy. We want to cut some of that stem. We want to be generous with the glue as well. Thumbs up if you guys are enjoying these videos this holiday season. I'm having so much fun sharing with you guys all of these beautiful Christmas decorations ideas. Be sure to leave me a comment down below and let me know so far which one's been your favorite. I have my own personal favorite. I'm not gonna tell you yet, because I don't think that videos actually came out yet. So there is still some of those beautiful DIYs coming your way that you have no idea what's going to be in the next few weeks. Remember, I always save the best for last. All right, so we're going to attach this into our greenery garland. So basically we're going to do kind of like a color of it like that. And so now that we have all of these greeneries right here on the neck, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring some of this berry right here and I'm going to cut it into some pieces. So I'm going to go like that. I'm going to do 1, 2, 4 out of one stem. And the reason why I wanted this one is because it has that red berry and a little bit of snow. And so I just thought it'd be really cute if we add some of this. So I'm going to add one right here on the top, moving my bow. Remember to move that bow so you don't get it all glued dirty. And then I'm gonna add another one, and this one is a thick one, so be sure to be generous with your glue. I'm gonna add it right about here. And then this is the longest one, so I'm gonna make sure that I go down so that way, remember that everything that goes up must come down, which means you have to use the same element on the top as you do on the bottom. And moving my bow, I'm gonna go ahead and put it right here. You won't see it right now, but I promise you'll see it when I give you a close-up at the door. This is an alternative to a wreath or a swag. You know, here on the channel, we're known for our wreaths and our swags. Well, this is a good alternative if you don't really want to do a wreath or a swag. All right, you guys, so now I have this other red pick, which I also love, and it is super fun. Has all of the red glitter that we need for this particular project. So I'm gonna add this one right here because this one is tall. I'm gonna make sure that I go on the other side and I add a tall one over on this side. And look how that evens up. It frames the face of the reindeer. I have a little bit more of these that I'm going to add by adding my glue. And make sure they always go down like this so it spills down. I'm gonna add this guy right here. Look how I have right here. What happens on the right happens on the left. What goes up always must come down. I'm gonna get a few more picks ready and I'll be right back with you. Keep watching. All right, so I am loving the way this is looking, and I have a few more of this red pick, and I just love all of the glitter on it. So I'm gonna add one right on this side. Remember to move your bow so you don't get all that glue all up in it. And then I'm going to make sure that I do one going down so it goes down, because what goes up must come down. Just be generous with your glue, you guys, when you're doing this type of projects. Look how cute that is. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. All right, so now I'm gonna add some of this champagne or gold, and I'm going to cut some of that stem, and I'm gonna start at the bottom this time, and I'll share with you real quick why. So I'm gonna add a lot of glue, and I'm gonna bring it up. So I'm gonna add it first. I'm gonna add that right there. Oh my God, it's so pretty. I'm gonna cut these guys into two. First, I'm gonna cut right here, Then I'm going to cut right here, and that's going to give us 2 medium-sized ones. So I'm gonna add this guy right here on the top from the back, and that's gonna catch the light with the sun, and it's going to be so glittery and glistening, and it's just gonna be absolutely gorgeous. So I'm gonna add some of this side right here, moving my bow like this, pushing in. I'm gonna add one coming out of this one. I think for this one, I'm gonna do like a long one. So this one I'm gonna cut into 2, but long and a short, and I'm gonna use my long one to come right out of the bow. The bow is our core. Remember, I'm always telling you there is a core where everything spills out of. Well, the bow is kind of like our core, so everything needs to come out of it and radiate from there. And that's what's gonna give your designs a balance. If you think of a core, I'm always telling you guys that think about a palm, how it grows, how it has all of those foliages coming out, kind of like this, but everything comes out of the trunk. Well, that's how you need to design. You need to decide what your core is, and everything needs to radiate from that. So now I'm going to add a really long one. So this one I'm gonna cut a little short, the stem, but I'm going to use it really long. So what I'm going to do is add a lot of glue, because the ones that are long, you have to add a lot of glue further up so it really stays. So I'm gonna add this guy right here. All right, so now that this is set for a while, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab some ornaments, and I'm going to be, I was gonna be very generous with my glue, but I just ran out. So I have to get some more out of my drawer. So I'm going to go ahead and be very generous with this, smearing it all over the cap, all over the ornament. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this right here in the center. So we have to make sure that we hold it a little longer so that it sits, but because it's on fabric, it shouldn't really take very long. On this one, I'm gonna take the stem out. I'm gonna add some gold. Be generous, remember that. I'm gonna add this guy right here. You guys, look how absolutely fun this reindeer head turned out on the door. The bow goes all the way down, almost to the floor, and that really creates a dramatic statement. But let's talk about drama with this bow right here. It was so easy to make. As you can see, we really transformed this reindeer head. We left a few of the greeneries on the top to kind of bring that greenery up, and it turned out so handsome, and he is definitely ready for a festivity this holiday season. I know that you can recreate this. You can also do this on a swag, on a wreath, but the reindeer head really takes it to the next level, and I am just absolutely obsessed with it. If you find this in your local shops, be sure to snag one or give SHINODA Design Center a call. They might still have this available for you, and you can create something different on your door this holiday season with this reindeer. All right, so for this next Christmas DIY, what I want to do is I'm going to do a candlestick. Who doesn't like a candlestick decorated for Christmas, right? So I have these beautiful mercury glass candles that came from Ross, apparently for $7.99. And then at the dollar store, they sell this type of foam, you guys. This is perfect for this type of arrangement. As you guys can see, if I flip it upside down, it fits perfectly on my candlestick. And actually, I could just press it down like that, and look, it'll stick. But to be double secure, what I want to do is I'm gonna grab some of my florist see-through tape, and I'm just gonna go around my candle one time just to make sure that it's going to stay where I want it. Actually, let me make sure that, there you go. Very tightly, so that way it's not going to come crashing down. I'm gonna grab my scissors over here. And you can find this clear see-through tape at any local craft place. It is a florist product. This is what we use in the industry. We're doing fresh flowers because it does, it has a type of glue that allows you to glue on wet foam. So this is basically for wet foam. So there's that. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring, I'm going to put this over here actually. Our candle, I'm going to share with you that we're going to set the candle right there. We're going to turn it on. But for this purpose, I'm going to take off the candle first. We'll bring her back in the picture in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring some of my greeneries, and thumbs up for Jamison who came up with this cloth idea. So look, you don't hear it anymore. So that's what I'm going to be putting my tools from now on. I'm going to need them right now. All right, so let's get started. So what we're going to do is I have these cute little picks that came from Hobby Lobby, and they come like this. They come this stem right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them a little bit shorter, and I'm just going to go ahead and insert one right here. I think I have 4 of them, and look how long they are. So you do have to make sure that you cut them because we want to insert them as far into the foam as we can, like that. And then we're gonna give it a spin, and remember what happens on the right happens on the left, and then we give a little bit of a spin and we repeat our process one more time. We're gonna cut one more time, and then we're going to insert this guy right here. And you guys, look how these picks already have all of the product that you need. We're only going to be adding a few more things to make this a gorgeous candlestick. This can be down for an entryway table. Can you imagine like 4 of them on a tablescape? If you do 4 repeated on going down the table, it will be so beautiful. All right, so we're going to add, then I'm gonna exchange for this bucket right here. And I have some of these beautiful greeneries that I used on the owl wreath. Well, I have now some leftover greeneries. And so what I'm going to is I'm gonna cut a little bit short. And oh look, the paper just unraveled. So that's good, perfect. So I'm gonna cut a little bit short, and I'm gonna go like this, one like that. And I know I have a few, so then I'm gonna bring another one, and I'm gonna cut, and then I'm going to go one step down to have 2 in the same spot. And then what we're going to do is we're gonna grab another one, and we're only going to use 3. Remember, we work with sets of 3s, 2s, and 1s. And this is what I mean by having a set of 3, because you can do 1 on one side, and then because we have to, whatever happens on the left happens on the right. And remember, they don't have to be the same. Like, you don't have to put yet another one over here, because what we'll do is we'll use another type of greenery. Let's see, which one do I like? I like this one right here. So we're gonna use this type of greenery, and then we're going to add this guy right here to have our second one. So now we have 2 and 2, but look how these right here, they're different. Well, here's the next tip I'm gonna give you. So now remember, sets of 3s, 2s, and 1s. So now we have 2 on this side, 2 on this side. So now to make it uneven, what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert another one of these flat cedars right here. Actually, this is not a flat cedar, this is a spruce. Like that. So now we have 1, 2, 3, now we have 2. And that's how we have to work with our container. Now here's another tip. You see, this is really fat and fluffy, and I just absolutely love it. Well, what we're going to is we're gonna make 2 out of it, because these are too long for this particular centerpiece. So what you can do is cut them short like this. And so I'm going to insert first of all one right here, really close to my container. And then what you need to do is either with your scissors or just pull them out with your wire cutters. What we need to do is we need to get some of that wire exposed. And don't be afraid. I'm always telling you guys, do not be afraid to cut your stems. And then look at that. So that filled in. So now I'm gonna grab another one. I'm gonna cut this in half, because you already paid for it. So might as well just make the best use that you can out of it. I'm gonna go right here. Then I'm gonna, some of them you can just pull, but it's easier with the scissors. Look at that, they just fall right out, and that exposes that wire part. And so that's what we're going to do right here, like that. And let's see, what else do I want? I think I want some of these eucalyptus, and I'm gonna cut them a little bit shorter. And look, you guys, I have those bristles everywhere. You guys, I wish that you could see our house. There is glitter. In places glitter should never be allowed to be. Let me just put it that way. It's on the floor, it's on the carpets, it is on the toilet, it is everywhere, and it's just not going away. I know it's not gonna wait till probably March, because it does take a few times cleaning for you to be able to get rid of all of that glitter when you use that much glitter like we do here at Ramon at home. All right, so now I'm filling in with just a few of these. You know, I have another one of these. Where do I want it? I just love this frosted eucalyptus. I'm gonna put this guy right here, like that. We're just gonna keep adding to it. I'm gonna, I don't know, if I have another one, which I don't, it's gonna put on the other side, but I do have more of these eucalyptus. We're just gonna keep adding some. Remember, what goes up must come down. So if you put some of the same element right here, make sure you put it up here. Then we're gonna spin around, and we're gonna add another one spilling down. So easy, right? All right, so I'm gonna put it right here. So now what I'm going to do, I'm gonna get some berries. I'm gonna bring my other box back in. I'm gonna get some of these white berries that I just absolutely love to really give it that frosty feel, because I love berries during the holiday, whether they are red berries or white berries. And you know, I put all my stuff. This is how it usually works. Look how I'm using my little pad that is for my wire cutters, and I put it to, oh my gosh. All right, so now we're talking. I'm gonna use two like this, and remember, what goes up must come down. So some on the top, some on the bottom. Spin a little bit, and we're going to do that famous triangle that I love so much. One right here, one on the bottom, because I have 6. So instead of polka dotting them around, what I went ahead and did is I did a triangle, and I'll share with you real quick. Let me insert the last one over here like this, and then I'm gonna put yet another one down on the bottom. Over on this side. So I have, the triangle goes like this. I don't know if you guys can see, but berry, berry, berry. And once again, what goes up must come down, so you make them spill down. All right, so now here's the fun part. I am going to grab this gorgeous ribbon that is from, I'm gonna put this guy to the side so you can see it. But this ribbon is a 0.75 of an inch. It is not even an inch, and I love it because this is perfect for this. So what we're going to do is we're gonna give it a long tail. And Jameson, will you pass me? Do we have that? It's just right there. Look, up the ribbon holder, right there. You guys, give it up for Jameson, who is our helper, and he's been doing such a wonderful job. Thank you so much. Sometimes it just comes in handy to have this, because you don't have to make sure that you unravel it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna make some really pretty big loopy bows. And like I said, this is a 0.75 of an inch, and you wanna make sure that you go like this. This ribbon, you guys, has got a lame red back, and it's just so cute. I also love it. I'm gonna do 2, 4, I'm gonna do one more, and then some long tails. We're gonna do, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cut it. All right, there you go. That is the problem with this thin ribbon, because it really ravels really bad. But look how loopy of a bow this is. And so now I'm gonna grab a wire from over here, and I'm going to wrap this together like this. And I'm going to cut right here. So we're gonna be left with this super cute bow. Look how absolutely cute this is. And a long tail right here. Be sure to fluff that. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab one of our S hooks that I'm always telling you guys you can make with wire. I'm gonna put it right here through it, like this. And then I'm gonna use this to insert somewhere onto my arrangement. And I think it's going to be right about here. So we're gonna insert this in, making sure that goes in, and then we just give it a cute little fluff like this. And I'm gonna cut at an angle, because it's so small, I don't really want to dovetail, it's just so tiny. We're gonna cut at an angle like that. We're gonna bring this tail a little bit down, like that, so it goes down. I'm gonna give this a quick fluff, and I'll share with you at the end result. Keep watching. All right, you guys, so now all there is left to do is to turn our candle on with our little remote, and check this out. Isn't this just absolutely whimsical and super cute? As I said, this is perfect for an entryway table, a mantelpiece, and even a set of 3 or 4 down a table for a tablescape. You too can create a super gorgeous and cute, so simple to make arrangement on a candlestick. And the cool thing about it is that most everybody has some candlesticks laying around the house. So all you have to do is grab some leftover from the dollar store, add some leftover picks and stems that you may have laying around, a cute little bow and a candle, and you got yourself a super cute DIY for Christmas. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And now I'm gonna get ready for our next DIY. Keep watching. All right, everyone, so I'm always telling you to get all of your heirlooms out and display them and use them with your family members, especially during the holidays. And this is not the exception. So I'm gonna share with you how I decorated the server right here in our dining room to make it look very beautiful, elegant, and festive. So the first thing I did is I laid down my tray. Remember, this is the tray that we just cleaned, a lot of elbow grease. And what I like to do is I like to put a little cloth on the bottom because that just breaks down some of the silver, and then also it kind of highlights what you're going to put on top of that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my ice bucket. This is gonna be our ice bucket, and I got this beautiful guy at a local antique store. Isn't this gorgeous? It was like $15. I had to clean it. It was really dusty, like somebody had just put it on the grass or something. But how absolutely beautiful that is. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring some tumblers in, and I love these ones because they have the gold rim around it. They look super elegant. These also were from a local antique store. I think I got a set of 8. I was so excited when I saw them because I love the little detail on it. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna stack them up like that. And then because this is kind of like our cocktail station, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my ice tongs. And this is the other thing that I was telling you, Jamison's family, we decided who it was. It was Linda and Tony Law, his uncles. They belong to his grandparents. So he gave us, or she actually gave us a little bag with a whole bunch of heirlooms from his family. The salt shakers, these knife rests, and other things that we have along. So what I'm gonna do is place this guy right here, and I'm going to adjust everything back a little bit because I want to have a little floral detail on it. So what I'm gonna do is push him back like that. And then I have this other cute little silver container where I just added a single stem rose with some of these greeneries, and look what this does. It just adds that greenery and festiveness to it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab this cake stand because I wanna rise it from the top of my server. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab this ice bucket. Believe it or not, you guys, this came from Goodwill. When I found this at Goodwill, it was tarnished black, and it took me about 4 hours to clean it. But look what, like I was telling you, elbow grease can do. This guy was only $25, and I absolutely love it. And I cannot wait to have family and friends over so they can that we can use it, put some ice in it. And so for the holidays, what I like to do is I like to grab some of these stands. I'm gonna put them right here. And this one has berries and greenery, and it goes along with our arrangement right here. By the way, if you guys wanna see how I made this beautiful tall arrangement with branches, leave me a comment down below, because I did not record it, but if you wanna see how I did it, I will be more than glad to. So what you need to do is flap all of these berries right here, and I'm going to introduce them into this container. And like I was telling you, it's all about these little details when you are entertaining for the holidays. I promise you, if you do something like this, people will just say wow and ask you where you get your ideas from, because it is just something that you don't get to see very often. And that's what the holidays is for me. Christmas and Thanksgiving to me is about doing all of those little details and things that you don't get to do throughout the year because it is that time of the year. All right, so you do something wild like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my wine bottle, and for this occasion, I'm not the sommelier, Jamison is, but you have to have something where you're, well, for me it's decorative, but I know that if you are serving wine, you would have to have something. I think they wear it on there. I'll show you. I've seen Jameson do it where they have a towel like this, because when they twist the bottle, like they have to wipe that. I don't know really, but what I do is I put my bottle into all of this greenery like that. And you could use this, like if you have ice, you want to keep it chill, that's fine. If you put your stems on them, just make sure that they are stems that you're not paying a lot from. And then what I like to do is I fold it, I give it a little twist, I grab the neck of my bottle, and then I do a knot like this. And so now I have a very festive display for my guests to serve themselves some drinks. What do you think? Okay. All right, you guys, so that's all I have for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. Leave me a comment down below which out of these DIYs was your favorite. And don't forget that right now we are sharing videos every Thursday and Sunday for the Christmas season 2024. If you want to do me a favor, be sure to invite your friends to come and join me here at Ramon at Home. And don't forget to share on all the social media platforms so they can come and join the fun. Also, I'm going to leave a playlist right here with more Christmas decorating ideas to inspire you to continue to create beautiful things this Christmas season. Thank you guys so much for watching. Consider subscribing, and until next time, you can watch more videos right now. Bye.